I'm ashamed to say it, but I've put my hand on the floor to get out of the driver's seat.
Exactly.
At times.
It's like you're breakdancing. You're rolling out of the car. How low it is to the ground.
It's terribly sad. It's just
He's put his hand. You have
hand on the floor.
You have put your hand
on asphalt. All right, so here we are again.
Hey, welcome everybody
to the Ferrari show.
No, you can't say that.
No, that's right. It sounds too official.
The people upstairs.
It's on FFN, which is Ferrari Fan Network, and the show's called Those Fancy Italian Red Cars. Very subtle.
Fancy Italian red cars.
You think the common person knows when you say fancy red Italian red car?
Well, what else is another fancy Italian red? There's only one real
red Maserati. Not so much.
I would say the other fancy Italian red car is the Alfa Romeo Spider only.
Yeah, Alfa Romeo.
Just that one. That is the fancy Italian red car. People have associated that to.
Or the Fiat Spider red.
The Fiat Spider. Yeah, that was another little red Italian fancy car.
I agree.
Still running that little car.
So today we're going to talk about Ferrari scenes in movies and television.
What? They use them in movies?
That's right. Oh, you're going to get an education today,
right.
Guido. I've got lots of anecdotes and fun facts for you from the movies.
Oh, you have the antidote.
That's right.
Not many, you'd think, because it's so, everyone knows what a Ferrari is, right? But not in as many movies as you would think.
There's actually...
like the Ferrari ain't no Batmobile.
That's true. But I, as an actor, comedian,
yes.
I assume you've got an IMDb page, don't you? With your...
What?
With your accomplishments and
my accomplishments and my failures,
like a guy who
reminders of what a failure.
Who walks next to old lady in minute 3 kind of thing.
Yes,
you've done some.
I have
smaller and some bigger roles.
So, it's not the role; it's the
working actor. It's
not the size of the role; it's the motion of the ocean.
That's right. What? So there's an IMDb for internet.
There's a yellow horse on my cup.
There's an IMDb for cars and movies. It's called imcdb.org. It's called the Internet Movie Cars Database.
Brilliant!
Isn't that cool?
That is very good.
I mean, who thought of that?
You could get lost in something like that. Someone thought of.
Someone
went out of their way to say.
Someone consumed alcohol one night.
That
said, wouldn't it be great if? And then the other guy
of a smoking weed.
Thing. They put it into and they did it.
Yeah, if someone drank that night, he'd probably get in the car.
So I would say you've seen the most memorable scenes and iconic sort of memories of Ferraris. I think comes more so from movies than TV.
Well, look, I think
TV we talked about in a previous episode.
It goes by eras, it goes by decades.
Yeah.
If you're of a certain age and you think Ferrari, it's the 308 1980s Tom Selleck one.
Yeah.
But for other ages, it's Nicolas Cage and The Rock.
Yeah, but that's a movie. But as far as TV, there's not much compared to movies.
You're absolutely
Magnum
right.
PI,
and that was it.
Miami Vice.
And that was it.
Didn't Robert Wagner in Heart to Heart drive a
but
Ferrari
he wasn't
Dino
known
246?
for that.
Yeah, it's not a super
it wasn't
famous.
Known. Was it
I think there was an F40.
Was it like Jeff? You know what the F40 was famous for? Diego Maradona bought one. One of the early ones. I remember that.
Did he crash it? Gotta be.
No,
otherwise it's just a bad story.
No, we would have known that.
Yeah, I guess we would have known. But there was an F40 in The Symptoms that got wrecked. Does that count?
In The Symptoms?
The Simpsons.
You said The Symptoms.
I said symptoms.
Is it runny nose, fever?
Is it
cold sweats?
I think it's a COVID symptom. Simpsons. The longest running sitcom.
Yes.
I don't think that counts.
Joe Mantegna, Fat Tony. So there was an F40 in that? Yes.
Yeah.
Wait. Somehow,
but if it was drawn, I don't know.
No, but it was clearly the F40.
Memorable movies with Ferraris.
Memorable movies. Well,
the most obvious, I think, that comes to mind is Eddie Murphy.
No, well, it does for certain Ferrari types, like someone like myself whose dad had that car. I'll recognize it.
But I love when he lends it to his buddy from Mad About You. What's his name?
Paul Reiser. And he says, drive like this.
Yeah,
drive
like
with this.
this.
Yeah. I want you to go.
Oh, that's great.
Pretend you're me.
That's awesome.
Yeah. He's showing up in
It's just, I want the car to be seen around town. So what's his name? Detective, his boss. Axel Foley's boss.
I don't remember.
Thinks that I'm working. Meanwhile, he had to go to Beverly
so
Hills
funny.
to cause more trouble.
To go see Rocky's wife, second wife.
So what did they use in that?
So it was I believe a 308. But I remember there being like a, at this point,
two different
cars. I
cars.
must be 8 years old though, 10 years. So I was very proud of myself for finding a movie mistake.
Yes, moviemistakes.com. I think that's...
Well, it didn't exist in 1992 on the video cassette.
They hadn't invented it yet.
Yeah. The internet back then was the mesh in your bathing suit.
The intranet.
The
intranet.
The internet.
Internet, yes.
The internet.
So what was it? They used a 308?
So it was a 308 and a GTS and a 328 for different shooting locations when they shot on location or in Hollywood. But you could tell because if you look at the 308, the grills, those black grills, the 328 had an extra one in the middle of the hood of the car, whereas the 308 only had them above the turning up and down lights. Vroom, vroom.
And it was super obvious. But back then, I guess they didn't care.
It was.
There must have been an argument saying, who cares? Just put it like that.
I'll tell you what the argument is. We did not anticipate that the future would have access to be watching this and always in your face all the time.
That's true.
They just thought, get it and done, and the movie's gone, and no one will ever see it again.
It's true, because once you left the movie theater,
you never saw a movie again.
That was it. There was no cassettes.
Unless you recorded it on VHS at tonight, the network television premiere, CBS presents Kramer versus Kramer.
Yeah, it could air on TV, but no, you're right. Because if they would have known about the internet and people punching in, how could they do that?
Yeah.
It's blasphemy. They use two different cars. I think they would have corrected that mistake.
Else,
so they use a 308 in Detroit, and then for LA scenes, they use a 328.
I'll tell you where else I saw a 328. Where else is a 328 GTS 80s version of that car? Where else have you seen it?
In the movies?
In the movies.
Well, there's Christy Brinkley.
Aha. Yes, in Vacation, Chevy Chase, when he has the fantasy of she was like the first supermodel, right?
Was it the fantasy of the girl in the pool, or did she actually drive by?
No, the girl in the pool was even hotter. And the girl in the pool, I've tried to find this woman, and it's very weird. That's a whole. We'll talk about that.
You did some online stalking?
Her name is Scorsese, but it's so weird. But let's talk about the.
You looking for that girl is a symptom.
She is that.
Is a symptom of something.
Can't see the line, can you, Russ? Remember? Can't see the line. Nope. Can't see the line. Can you, Russ? Oh, she was gorgeous, that girl.
But Christy Brinkley, I think she in the movie she's a real, like she's actually driving.
It's Christy Brinkley playing Christy Brinkley driving by in a 308 GTS while the whole family.
And she blows a kiss to Clark Griswold.
Yes, and she showed up in a lot of sequels as well.
I think they redid that.
They redid it in the movie when they did Vacation again with Ed Helms from Hangover.
Yes.
And they redid that fantasy.
On
and
TV.
It says,
on TV also they did it.
They probably did it on TV and back to TV. Oh, yes.
She did it in 2019. It still looked great.
That's the show with... she's like 80 years old. She looks fantastic. What are you talking about? She looks better than great. But I could tell you somewhere else a 308 has showed up in.
Tell me. I'm listening.
I don't know. Any other come to mind?
No, I'm sure in the in the 57 Fast and the Furious franchise,
yeah, I know, there must have been
many
one somewhere.
Ferraris. There must have been one there somewhere.
What's that guy, the comedian Danny McBride? He's the explosive expert in Tropic Thunder. The guy with the mullet with the curly hair.
Yeah, it tells me something. Rings a bell.
He did a show. His first movie was a movie where he played like a overconfident karate instructor, and he drove a 328 in that. But it was like it was funny because he looked like ridiculous in it. They didn't make the car look so cool in that movie. It was what I noticed was they kind of, it was the butt of the joke was that he was driving that car.
The guy I love the most is Nick Cage. Nicolas Cage seems to always be involved with a Ferrari in every movie. National Treasure, The Rock, Gone in 60 Seconds.
Well, Gone in 60 Seconds, I think it was that Shelby Mustang. But
but there was several cars they stole.
But the one I remember with Nicolas Cage is The Rock. That was the
Family Man.
Race.
He's got a 550 Maranello in The Family Man. Yeah, it's the same one they used in Bad Boys 2. And then he has a 400i. Remember that classic square Ferrari? In The Unbearable Weight of Massive Talent.
Don't know what that is.
It's a movie. It's a little more recent. He had the 355 in The Rock.
I remember in the 80s.
In National Treasure,
Yeah.
he actually has a 360, and at the end of the or it's a 430, I believe, and then they made a mistake again in the continuity. At the end, when they like release the car or something, it magically becomes a 430.
I love that.
Yeah,
I love it. Like
silly mistakes.
When the windshield of the T1000 in Terminator, when they fall off the bridge, the windshield pops out and then it's back on again.
Our Ferrari community was outraged.
So
it was an outrageous
I gotta find
mistake.
this Danny McBride Ferrari movie.
While you look for
It's
that,
driving me crazy.
I
can't
will
find it.
discuss.
Whoever's listening knows it's that karate movie. Go ahead. Now, yeah. So that's the 328, 308. Would you buy that car? In Miami, I saw a 308 GTS in light, like painted light. Would you paint that car?
I would love to have a 308 or 328 in a non-red color.
But what I mean
I
is,
find in white and yellow, it
they're
just
the
pops.
they're the most affordable ones. Let's say not affordable, but I mean,
Well,
it's not sacrilege if you paint that one. I think.
Yeah,
that's what it is.
What happens very often with Ferrari is when the model comes out, everyone wants it. Everyone's, running for it. It's expensive, but they got a waiting list, right? The whole thing about Ferrari is we produce one less than orders, which who knows if that's still true today, but
who else
and then
does
it
that?
becomes popular, right?
Yeah,
and
yeah.
everybody, and then after 10, 15 years,
Every industry
it
does that.
becomes
Sneakers do that.
boring.
Correct.
And they kind of take a little bit of a dip.
Or stale,
and then
or,
once they hit 25 years and they
then
become
they-
classics,
yeah.
then it goes
Correct.
up again. So
You are absolutely-
it kind of comes and goes in waves.
But that car, I've seen it in LA in Superman blue. Like, think about that.
Richard Pryor had a 308 in Superman 3.
You're absolutely right.
When he ripped off his paycheck.
he was
and then
taking he was taking basically the plot of a lot of other movies. He was taking a half a penny on everything. He was
yes, the half penny.
and
he got like a $68,000 check.
First movie hacker.
And then in perfect true
He did
Richard
show up in
Pryor
a
fashion,
308.
his bosses summoned him because something was wrong and they realized
Robert
and
Vaughn
he showed
from
up
The Man from U.N.C.L.E.
Yeah, and he showed up at the meeting in the Ferrari.
That's right.
Which is hilarious.
He was the star of that movie, even though it was called Superman.
Even though it was a complete disaster of a movie.
I can tell you somewhere else a Ferrari 308 shows up in.
Tell me.
In the movie UHF with
Weird Al.
In Gandhi 2. Give me a steak, medium rare. And he takes he drives in with the Ferrari, pulls out a gun and starts shooting everybody. And it's a 308. And it has the lights up in the scene.
Wow.
Wow, how do I remember that?
Demi Moore. She gets out of the ocean, packs her surfboard in
Charlie's Angels.
in
Part 2.
in an Enzo. And she gets in the car.
That's right.
And takes off from the beach. So
That's
sand.
the one that it honors the F40, but it's a little more modern.
She's got the seats
She had-
wet.
she
I
just-
mean, it was just blasphemy. How dare she?
Did you ever see Eddie Griffin crash an Enzo?
No.
Wow.
Oh, and Family Guy.
Not I'm saying Eddie, the comedian. What's his name? He played. Come on, really? Go
don't
on,
know.
keep talking.
Cannonball Run.
Cannonball Run, also 308
308.
GTS. That is.
That's a great scene.
Cannonball Run, is that part 2? Excuse me, there's a bunch of beer
We have
bottles
a
everywhere.
technical difficulty.
Is that part
Don't mind
2
us.
of? No, it's Cannonball Run 2, and then Speed Zone. Those are the 3 movies. And so it's a race around. People know what Cannonball Run is. If you're listening to this, you know what Cannonball Run is.
Yeah, well,
it's
Dean
a race.
Martin and
Dean
Sammy
Martin
Davis.
Sammy Davis Jr. were pretending to be cops.
Priests.
Priests first, but then in another scene,
Oh, the other
they
scene.
kept changing outfits.
And they sabotaged the ambulance
Yeah.
of Dom DeLuise and Bert. What's his
Kreischer.
name? No, the name of Lonnie
Reynolds.
Anderson's husband.
Burt Reynolds.
Burt Reynolds.
Lonnie Anderson's husband, not Burt Reynolds' wife, but Lonnie Anderson's husband.
I think I had that wrong, didn't I? Sometimes memory. In Thomas Crown Affair, the original movie, Steve McQueen drove a 275 Nart, which is another remarkable car in movies. Then there's Vanilla Sky. Remember Vanilla Sky? Tom Cruise?
Sounds delicious.
Tom-
It's Tom Cruise and
Penelope? Is it Penelope?
Same pronounced, but differently spelt. also Penelope Cruz. Don't they sound like
Yeah.
they have the same last name or brother? They were married at one point, weren't they?
No.
Cameron Diaz was in that movie.
But
All I remember
the
from that
original
movie-
Vanilla Sky was a Spanish movie, which I think
Abre los ojos.
Penelope Cruz was in that too. And
She
she's
is
also in the remake,
stunning.
which is weird. But he had a 250 GTO in the intro. Beautiful.
He also
And,
had Penelope Cruz.
Yeah.
You know what?
That's for
No, she's
the
it's not
podcast
for
on
this
Guido's.
she is stunning. You know what?
Great
What I
actress.
remember about that movie was him running around in Times Square empty, and what it took to shoot that.
Oh man, it just
It was not CG. It was actually shooting
great
it empty.
story. But that car was a replica. Obviously, it was built on a '76 Datsun 280Z with a Chevy engine. And believe it or
Yeah,
not,
I agree. Like, it would be that shape. I know that car because my cousin next door growing up had that.
he didn't have that
Not
car.
the Datsun.
Oh, he had the
He had
Datsun,
the,
not the Ferrari
Nissan,
250.
Nissan 3. It's
Yeah,
He
yeah.
had that.
So it was a good platform and chassis.
The front
to,
was long.
yeah. And so that car recently was on bringatrailer.com up for auction. When I checked, the bids were at 38,000. But they established the value of that car at over 100. So I'm sure it's sold.
Someone will buy it, yeah.
It's sold well over six figures, but we'll see. It actually comes with some memorabilia and a certificate of authenticity. And when you look at the title and the Carfax, it says lists Paramount Pictures as a former owner.
Well, they literally owned it.
Yeah,
What's
it wasn't Tom Cruise.
there was so Vanilla Sky, but there was another one. I'm gonna remember it. Oh, why?
The other 250 is Ferris Bueller.
I was just gonna say that. I was gonna say exactly that. Why is that car so iconic from that movie? And how many did they use? I think it was fake or real one. I don't remember that one now.
So the 250 was a 61 California GT Spider. And that was a great scene, right? They took it for a ride and they
And
tried,
he tried to back up the
backtrack the
odometer.
mileage. And then they wrecked the car because he had
The drummer
he
from
had a
that
fit.
the parking guy. He's a drummer for that band. That
But they actually used the real one in some of the shots and used 3 other ones that were replicas.
the one that got destroyed. Where's that? The one that fell out.
I don't know, but one of the replicas that they used sold for $360,000 at an auction.
It's a replica.
in
Look at that.
2020. One of those replicas.
It's a replica.
Could you imagine?
How much did the Batmobile sell for?
But apparently they didn't crash a real one. They didn't crash one of the replicas. Obviously not a real one. But the way they shot the crash scene was done with 3 other cars. They used a Jaguar E-Type, a Fiat 128 Spider, and a VW Type 3.
Wow, because
And
it just has to zoom by and you see that.
They
but
worked
they
the
had to match
camera
the
angle.
paint.
They crashed. I guess they crashed all 3 cars, and they edited the shot in a
Because
way
there's no
that
computers there, right? They do practical effects.
Yeah, the viewer couldn't tell the difference. It was really well done.
But why is that car? I'm not smart. Why is that car?
I think it's because they wrecked it and it was so valuable. I think that and the movie too. It was sort of our generation. It was a Breakfast Club type.
I'll tell you,
classic movie.
John Hughes. I'll tell you where else you saw the 2 parking guys going to the Star Wars music in slow motion when they're wondering where the car is, and you see the parking guys. They're then in slow motion.
Yes.
Okay.
It rises up.
It rises up, and they're just laughing, having a great time. That guy with the ponytail and the mustache, who looks at when he's punching in his card when he comes into work, he punches in his time clock, his work. He looks at the car and goes, remember that guy? Where else did you see him?
I don't remember.
He is the guy that fake wins the charity that Vince Vaughn and Juliette Lewis are doing in Starsky and Hutch, because hidden in the trunk of the old cars is cocaine.
Wow.
And then Owen Wilson and Ben Stiller come in and you didn't see Starsky and Hutch? Very good movie.
I didn't see the remake.
That's an iconic.
But the remake was a movie, but the original was a
you're
show.
talking about the TV show that was kind of like Chips. This was not Starsky and that was the show Starsky and Hutch. The movie Starsky and Hutch is not Starsky and Hutch. It's a comedy with Owen Wilson and Ben Stiller that happens to be Starsky and Hutch. So it's like the Wedding Singer,
right?
Or the Wedding Crashers, but in Starsky and Hutch world.
I get it.
It's very funny. You don't even compare. But they showed up, the other guys at the end of the movie to also to give the keys to the Gran Torino there.
Remember Weird Science? He drives a Cabriolet Mondial T. The blonde kid that used to be in every movie growing up, and then poor guy just kind of disappeared.
No, wasn't that Anthony Michael Hall?
Yeah, he's got 3 names.
Yeah, he was
The 3-name guy. The
also-
blonde 3-name guy
yeah,
from the 80s.
He was
you
also
know.
on Saturday Night Live. He was in Beetlejuice. He was in
Beetlejuice.
the original Rusty in Vacation.
I think he's got a
And
podcast
he was in
too.
the remember that movie with
Oh, he
Christopher
is?
Walken called the Brain Zone, the Dark Zone, the something where he reads minds.
I
Anyway,
didn't
he's
see
in
that
that.
one.
He is in that show.
But I just connected the dots that he's the original Rusty. I hadn't realized
And he's in
that.
Breakfast Club, the nerdy kid. But
Rain Man, Tom Cruise character had a few Ferraris.
everybody loves Raymond. He has the 4-door Ferrari in that movie.
Yeah.
The Jaguar looking Ferrari. You're right.
And
He smoked in that movie.
1976 Cannonball had a few Ferraris.
Oh yes, I remember that model that either is the daughter or Iman or the daughter of Harry Belafonte driving, like 2 hot models.
Yes,
driving that Ferrari.
very pretty.
Yeah, it was,
she
two-
was an
there were-
actress.
There were 2 smoke shows.
Wasn't she in Coming to America, Harry Belafonte's daughter? Or am I mistaking?
No, you're thinking.
I'm thinking of someone else.
the girl that because no, she was not. You're thinking about the girl that jumps up and down. It's bark like a dog. Woof woof. A small dog. Woof woof.
What about The Pursuit of Happiness?
When you think of garbage, think of Akeem.
you know the story of the Will Smith Pursuit of Happiness?
Yeah.
So basically,
that guy.
Chris Gardner.
That's right.
Chris Gardner.
That's inspiring.
He's a rich and successful stockbroker, and the pivotal moment of his life happened when he's basically he was selling medical devices, and he had a sales call in a San Francisco General Hospital, and he encountered an impeccably dressed man in a red Ferrari. And he asked the man, what does he do? And the man says he was a stockbroker. And from that moment on, Gardner's path was decided.
Changed.
Yeah.
It's so funny that
Isn't that crazy?
What you just described to me is exactly the conversation in Wolf of Wall Street when Jonah Hill meets DiCaprio. What do you do? Yeah, you working in that?
Yeah, and they said, I'm doing it.
That's your car outside? You tell me if I become... I quit my job, come with you right now.
What was he driving there? We didn't have the Lamborghini in that scene, did
No,
he?
it was
a nice car.
It was
convertible.
It was not a Ferrari. It was maybe an old Jag. I think it was
or
the,
an American
the Austin
car.
Powers Jaguar.
Maybe. Yeah, very nice.
But isn't that the same? Pretty much the same scene I just described to you.
Well, it's the same inspiration, I guess. Story.
Except, Jonah Hill is not African American.
Yeah, well, that's all right. We.
I'll
it's
tell
a nice success story for sure.
I love success stories.
In the Gumball Rally, 1976 classic movie, they had 2 red 365 GTB Daytona Spiders, and they wrecked one of them. And the one that they wrecked, they restored and rebuilt and used it in the 1976 film A Star Is Born. Barbra Streisand.
That's with Bradley Cooper.
The Bradley Cooper.
I know. The Chris Christopherson one.
Chris Christopherson and Barbra
Try to say that
Streisand
fast 3 times.
were the originals, and Chris Christopherson drives.
What?
Chris Christopherson.
Chris Christopherson.
Sorry, it's a
Chris
symptom.
Christopherson.
It's a symptom
It's,
of a complicated name.
Homer symptom. The other has any Ferraris ever been destroyed by accident? Like
in a movie set.
Yeah.
I'm sure it has, but they don't.
Well, here it is. I'm going to show you.
They probably don't want to advertise that. They're probably embarrassed.
Here, so you must have seen this. You cannot not. Somebody must have sent this to you. This is a commercial. Well, here. So this is your buddy.
Oh boy, let me play that again. That's funny.
That's an F50 Ferrari.
Oh geez.
Brother's good at karate and all the rest of that, but brother can't drive.
Now you think that was a stunt?
Brother
No, that
can't
was a
drive.
mistake. He was driving
That is
in a
hilarious.
celebrity race. The producer of that movie, Undercover or whatever,
And that was a real one?
and that was a real one.
Oh.
How much damage do you think just from seeing that? Now the whole front of the car was
Well,
wrecked.
that's
It's
just
not that. It's
It's a goner.
where's the motor?
Maybe they saved the motor in the
'Cause
back.
It's cosmetic, right?
Oof. What about the 355, the yellow one in The Rock? great movie, Nicolas Cage.
But this is mid-90s, Don
Yeah.
Simpson, Jerry Bruckheimer, big
But the car
budget movie. They
takes such a
destroyed-
beating
they
at every
destroyed
turn.
buildings and cars. They must have destroyed 10 of them.
But I love that within seconds,
It's-
the windshield
it's
is
restored.
back again.
Perfect, yeah.
The windshield broke, I think, 7 times in that chase.
Like we all
But
saw.
what a car. What a car. From
You
the
love that
90s.
car, yeah.
Yeah, because that's when we hit like 20
That's
years
La
old.
Pietra.
The 90s. And that's where you had your driver's license.
That's where you almost considered perhaps purchasing one day.
That's it.
If
And that's,
it was-
and that's why I bought a 355. As
Because
my,
that was the one
my
that
first
affected you, and I
Ferrari.
actually saw you, showed you it was possible.
And I saw one on Crescent Street parked, and I was like, wow. Like in real life.
I saw Nicolas Cage on Crescent Street, and I said, "Wow," and we went on different paths. Taya.
Well, he's similar.
I'm kidding. He's great. He's taller
He's
than you
great.
thought.
He's great. But favorite movie with the Ferrari storyline is got to be Scent of a Woman.
Also a Mondial Ferrari because
Yeah.
it was decapotable. It was convertible, so they could get a shot of
Cabriolet.
blind. He convinces
The salesman.
the actor Ron Eldard that he's driving a car. He's blind. He's friggin' blind.
I'm a go. What is it? What's the line? I'm an
old ghost.
I'm an
too.
old
I'm
ghost too.
But I think he makes a factual error there if you rewatch the scene.
When he says it's the finest automobile in the auto industry.
No, that's fine. He's you give me a car, somebody out the door. But
Yes.
I think he's describing because they're walking in front of the F40. When he's saying I want to drive this car, he's pointing to the F40,
Oh.
and then
Because he's pretending he's not blind.
right. So maybe that's why they left it in. They didn't do that scene of the salesman in front of the Mondial. He's talking. He's pointing to the F40. He says, "I'm not going to give you this," and then he drives out with the Mondial
I'd have to-
Ferrari.
I'd
But
have
they
to
don't
roll that back.
acknowledge that it's. I remember that.
We'd have to roll that back. That's
It's
interesting.
well, whoever played it now. They'll
But
see.
isn't it remarkable? Just the Ferrari, the impact of a Ferrari on even grown men. That the storyline of this movie is that this guy basically he's had enough of life.
Yeah, he just wants to-
and he wants to end it all. And he's got a few last things
Yeah.
to do before
Yeah.
he goes. And
Wants
one
a
of
woman
them
to
is
sit on his
something probably so innocuous to a
Yeah.
typical, say,
But other people,
woman, or that they can't grasp. Like that's what he wants. Like as one of his last
yeah.
pleasures in
Yeah.
life is to drive a Ferrari.
Yeah.
Like that just shows you how these
He didn't say he wanted
pieces
to
of
drive a
metal.
ladder.
It's a piece of metal.
Yeah.
It's just a car.
Yeah.
Right? But
Absolutely.
somehow it comes to get us.
Life's little pleasures, he says. Yeah. A tour of life's little pleasures.
I wonder though,
Oak Room.
Pacino obviously is, Italian origin, but when he plays that character, is that character Italian origin or what's his
Lieutenant
name?
Colonel Frank Slade, I don't think is Italian.
Frank Slade cannot be Italian.
No. I mean, he can if he wants to be. He could be whatever he wants.
Slade. How do you translate Slade to
Hey,
Italian?
a lot of people in New York,
Sled.
Italians change their name. Even real people, like not just Tony Bennett. You know what I mean?
Yes,
Like
it's a bit like in the Jewish community where they want to
wanted
hide their.
they wanted to integrate quicker.
But I think there's also that negative connotation of
Right,
being
'cause-
Italian.
yeah.
So I remember my uncle lived in Patterson, New Jersey.
Hey,
And the-
over here, we call it mozzarella.
Aregot. And basically the guy running for mayor, his name was Pascarella.
Yeah.
But his name on all the billboards and the caps and all his campaign was Pasquarel. Vote Pasquarel.
Correct. There are a lot
Took
of-
out
yeah.
all the A's.
Yeah, that's right.
His name was
Yeah.
Pasquarel.
Yeah, Dean Martin. I mean, but those are the celebrities. But
Yeah,
reg-
Dean
reg-
Martin.
regular
What's
folks-
his real name, Dean Martin? Did you Google
Dean-
that? Did
Dean-
you do your
Dean-
research,
Dino
Guido,
Martino,
today?
I think. No,
Dino Martino.
No, it's not Dean. It's not Dino Martino. It's
Oh my
actually
God,
it's
if
actually
his
a lot
name-
longer. It's actually a lot longer.
If his
All right, let's
name
find
is
out.
Dino Martino,
No.
it's just gonna. It makes this a wonderful day. I don't know
No,
why. Because that's hilarious.
Dean Martin.
Dino Martino. That cannot be true.
No,
Ladies and gentlemen, pardon,
Okay.
pardon the delay. We are doing live research
no,
here.
there's no. Don't worry. Why am I checking YouTube for what his name is? This is what happens when you stop at Nintendo Part 1.
That's right. While Guido is shuffling his thumbs
you don't
aimlessly,
ever talk again.
I want to say this is Those Fancy Italian Red Cars podcast.
Yes.
Thank you to all
But
who
why
are joining
closing
us.
it again? We're not closing out again.
And
There's still
no, we're not
information to be
closing
had.
down. I'm just mentioning it.
This is a great time
We want
to mention our sponsor.
Yes, so I want to mention our sponsor, the FOC, which is a wonderful car club, proudly representing
Those
Canadian owners, Canadian-based for Ferrari enthusiasts,
Yes.
friends,
There's
good people,
brava gente.
brava gente. They get together with the cars. They do charity drives.
And they don't care if some of you people like the electric one.
They
Except
talk
everybody.
Ferrari. Now, let me get your opinion on this.
I can tell you before you. What is his name? Dino Paul Crocetti. That is Dean Martin.
That's the
That's
real
not
name.
Dino Martino. Hey.
Now my day is ruined.
No,
I
know
really
what?
wanted it to be Dino Martino.
I wanted it to be Ziad Mohammed Al Banshir. that's
That would have been quite the stretch.
everybody calls him Mo.
Tell me something. When
Tell me something.
we go to these car gatherings.
Yes.
And we get together, whether it's a drive and then a lunch or not a fancy, restaurant event.
No,
with-
a fancy red Italian car.
yes, not a fancy event
No.
where you bring your wife, but one
No.
where you just get together with the
So
boys.
fancy events, you bring wives.
Well, if you have a gala or a dinner, you bring your wife.
And,
it's a nice.
when do you bring the gumar?
What's that from Goodfellas, right?
Guma-
Fridays is
Fridays
the
was
Gumar.
the day. Yeah. So
Saturday-
in the Ferrari world, when you
Yeah.
go with the boys, you make sure you got an alibi.
That's right.
So when you go,
So
out
we get
to-
together
yeah.
with the friends on Sunday afternoon, go watch a race, whatnot. A lot of us wear the Ferrari shirts and the gear, and my wife makes fun of us.
Yeah.
She's like, "Look at you guys with your Ferraris and your Ferrari shirts.
It's quite a sight.
You think it's too much?
No,
Like if you have the
I couldn't
Ferrari,
believe.
you don't need the shirt, right? You just wear a normal shirt.
No, I would go all out. It's like
Really?
you're part of the Kiss Army. It's just amazing to me that Ferrari even makes like shirts in triple XL. Have you seen some of what I like?
most
going
of their cars
no,
were
but
sold
some
in
of these
America.
men, some of these wonderful, beautiful, nice people are giant, like are really overweight. So watching them get out of a really low 308 is something special to
I
see.
think that there's a reason for that, and that reason is that whenever an event gets planned,
it's always about
the first
food.
question is
Where do we eat?
Where are we
Yeah,
eating?
exactly.
And what are we eating?
Yeah.
And before even that is there food?
You know how
That's very important.
You know how men who have a really a really fat belly sticking out from they usually buy Velcro shoes. So
Yeah,
they don't
so
have
you
to
don't
tie
have
their
to-
shoes.
right.
What is the Ferrari version of that? Which one is a little higher? It's the same.
Listen,
Why are you?
I'm ashamed to say it, but I've put my hand on the floor to get out of the driver's seat.
Exactly.
At
You
times.
get. It's like you're breakdancing. You're rolling out of the car. How
Yes,
low it is to the ground.
It's terribly sad. It's just
He's put his hand. You have
hand on the floor
You have put your hand
on asphalt.
on asphalt like you put your hand flat over a urinal when you're staggering drunk peeing. It's flat.
Sort of, yeah.
You're just leaning
It's
on
sort
it.
of the same thing,
That's
yeah.
like you're doing one arm push-ups actually.
Like you should be driving a Honda CRV where you can get in and out very
You need a
comfortably.
step.
You have no business in a Ferrari that was designed for a skinny, short Italian man.
Make some sausages, peppers, and onions. That's
Yeah.
so funny. Yeah. But no, again, the
the
guys
worst-
in the clubs there, yeah.
The worst is when you're coming back from the event where now you're fully stuffed
Oh, that's so funny.
and you
in
get
Ferrari.
home. Holy.
And then you get home
holy.
and you have to have that bowl of cereal. Because
Well,
you're
yeah.
watching F1 highlights.
Well, you don't want to get hungry. I was with a friend. We're visiting the Maserati factory in Italy, and it was great. The lady who gave us the tour, this was 2019. She gave us the tour. She was
That's
wonderful.
fairly recent considering.
Yeah, she was wonderful. She was well informed. She was pleasant. It was a very, very nice tour. But we kind of booked it. I think it was like 11 a.m. or 10:30, and it lasts a couple of hours. So he's getting hungry, and he's getting
And
grumpy.
you happen to be in Italy,
And
where
we-
even
yeah.
crappy places
so
are
suddenly
sensational.
the bell rang that calls for the
School.
the
The
employees to
go to
be
lunch.
on break or whatever.
He ran-
And he
went to
interrupts her
Yeah.
and he says, "Hey, you hear that? It's time for lunch."
Oh, because
she was going
tell
on
me
and
she
on
wasn't
about-
really doing exactly her job, though.
She was
going
perfect.
on.
Perfect, and we're all.
But she was so into explaining her details that she didn't notice the
it took a while.
The men are starving.
well, we
Non
were
c'era
okay,
secondo.
but yeah. So anyway,
Oh,
it
Rusmagni.
was just a very, very funny moment.
That's so funny.
A very funny moment.
I want to ask you this: there, when eating a sandwich and watching a Ferrari movie, I find out that there's this specific special race called the Mille
Emilia.
Why is that so special?
Well, that
What was it? But that was apparently a race that put Ferrari on the next level, or what was so important about it?
I think they were famous for winning it all the time, and they would
But it was
start.
it's like a 9-hour race.
Yeah, it started in Brescia,
But did that be?
and I think they would go all the way down to Rome and then back to Brescia.
But was that a race, or did Ferrari Ferrari
No.
took part in it, but it was a real race that they stopped doing?
I don't know who the organizers were,
But apparently,
it
winning
was a
that
real
race,
Yeah, it was
important.
Was important.
It was value.
And
it was
Enzo
like
Ferrari.
Michelin star for.
Enzo Ferrari didn't care about these cars. These cars were a necessary evil to him. Like he had to make production cars so that he could finance the racing. He didn't care about selling cars. He just had to. Because
It's one of those few cars that is first a race car and then becomes a car.
It's the real way that it should be. Right?
It's
you
go for
you build the myth and then you profit from it. But basically, for him, it was all about winning races. And in the movie, the Ferrari movie, the Michael Mann with Adam Driver, they didn't do a biography, which is what I was expecting.
No, it was that race.
They did a very sort of short period in Enzo's life.
Yeah.
And
it's taking a shot. It's making a different choice. Changing it up.
I went in expecting a biography, and I came out with just a little piece.
Yeah.
But it did leave me wanting more. So I think the
It was
mission
maybe
is
refreshing,
accomplished.
I guess, right? Yeah.
Yeah, and the Mille Miglia is an integral part of the plot of that movie, where basically he's testing a car in Fiorano and Maranello, and the driver that he had selected
Alain
to be
Prost.
one of his team, to be part of his team, he crashes and dies.
Yeah.
Because I mean, back then it was just like that.
Yeah, sure.
And then he hired this
It's a rocket.
Deportago, which was a Spanish driver, I believe, and he was like the next best. Like he was the celebrity, right? The good looking boy. And he did the Mille Miglia, and on the way back to Brescia, he hit something in the road, and the car went up, flew around, and killed like.
Now, is this the car
20
that has
it killed like 11 people or
the
something?
old school race car where the head is
Yeah.
sticking out?
Yes.
With the number on the side?
So he passed away. His
Wow.
his co-pilot passed away.
Look at that.
And they canceled the Mille Miglia, and it never happened again.
Okay, so maybe it was because it was
That-
too dangerous.
Yeah, it ended
That's
it
why
all.
it stopped. I thought maybe.
It killed like 5 kids, like half of them were
Wow.
kids.
Yeah, they're all
It was
young.
just a really crazy tragedy. And actually planning to visit the Monumento delle Mille Miglia.
Okay, I was going to say,
where
I'm
the
sure they were
crash
honored.
happens.
Yeah, sure.
And there's a museum in Brescia. There's a museo.
But make sure you got to eat before, though, because
Well,
I'll tell you that.
it's got to be right. We have to plan this properly. Food is of the utmost importance.
It's very important. Here at Ferrari, we like to make the.
What's great about
panino,
traveling to Italy,
the sandwich is the dieting.
it's that you don't have to check Google reviews. Just go anywhere.
It's really
it's hard to fall on a bad.
It'll happen where you could find maybe a place is closed, or a passive aggressive waiter, or someone not as pleasant, but the food pretty much kind of tastes good.
Yeah.
But you know what I've seen in Rome? I was fascinated with it. A lineup at Subway.
Yeah, they
Now,
want Starbucks
one moment,
and McDonald's.
but
and,
still, I bet you even the Subway in Rome tastes better than Subway anywhere else.
Oh,
Because the local ingredients or whatever. You get what I mean?
If you have a cornetto and a coffee at McDonald's,
It's probably the best.
It's sadly
The best.
Sadly,
cornetto
it's very good.
Correct. It's not the McDonald's coffee. Actually, McDonald's coffee here is good too. But I mean, it's more to the regional standard that they're used to.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's it's just funny the gastronomy. It's hilarious.
I've always wanted to. You know that Sunday ragu sauce, the tomato sauce where you add, make me.
Thank you for not calling it gravy,
Bologna. Oh yeah,
because I might have had to end the friendship.
I always wanted to experiment and make it with peel to with McDonald's patties.
The hamburger patties.
Imagine
To make what is it?
what I'm trying to do is take the. It's like a message to take something so traditional and mix it with something the complete opposite, like of a kifetz, to make a new. It's like a social, artistic experiment.
Take something bad and make it good.
It's like making you get a pack of ramen noodles.
Do you know
Ramen noodles, but with the traditional, real from Italy Alfredo sauce recipe.
Yeah.
But with those noodles.
Have I mentioned that there's a IMDb for cars?
Cheese whiz ravioli. Cheese whiz stuffed ravioli.
As
get
you
what I'm saying?
rewatch
A Ferrari
movies
with a Chevette motor. Imagine a 308 top perfect. But you replace it with a Chevette, a Chevy Chevette 19, a Pontiac Acadian,
a
motor.
lawnmower engine, perhaps.
That's what they do in Cuba.
Really?
Because they don't. Those American cars from the 50s, there's no parts for them. So the locals adapted and evolved and make those cars run to this day on used lawnmower parts.
The resiliency
It's
is
fantastic.
remarkable.
It's wonderful. There's more cars. You're telling me Ferrari has appeared in other movies?
Well, there's a bunch of them.
Tell me a real
that we left out because there's just too many to mention, right? Ton of movies.
Anything iconic or just something really boring? I have.
Well, the way they shot the Ferrari movie, the most recent one with Adam Driver was, the cars, the way it's shot is really nice. Michael Mann. They did a great job.
He knows what he's doing, man.
Oh my God!
It's a guy
yeah,
he knows.
You may or may not have
focused on the car too, not just the fancy.
He actually didn't. He actually didn't. It was really about the man, the relationship with his wife, the death of his son.
Yeah, because his
and
wife
the fact that,
was mad, like she took off on him or something.
Well, she actually co-owned the company with him.
Right, that's it. That's
which I had no idea until I saw the movie. To be honest, you think it's all Enzo, but she was a lot of the brains and behind the operation.
Like Linda McMahon
was his wife. Yes, and his mistress was her last name was Lardi, and the son Piero Ferrari was Piero Lardi because he couldn't be Piero Ferrari until for the whole time that Enzo's wife was
those
alive.
Are the rules because he was a
because
bastard
of the
child.
shame. Yes, the shame. So when she passed away, he ceased being Piero Lardi and he became Piero Ferrari.
But he really is Piero Ferrari.
Well, he is the son of Enzo, but see, his first son, Dino, I think he died at 24. He studied engineering.
He was going to be
he was way into it, and I think he passed away from a degenerative disease at 24, and that really put a strain on the marriage of Enzo.
It's very common. But,
usually when tragedy happens,
I wouldn't wish that on any.
But the movie was really well done. I gotta give it a 8.5.
Really, huh? That good?
Gotta give it an 8. Well, if you're open to giving 10s. 8.5.
Only when I meet women. What? That's a compliment. Yes.
Yeah. What is it with the 10 is impossible? No, it's possible. Why is 10 impossible? 10 on
if
10.
anyone comes close.
Yeah, like if you give me everything that I asked for, then it's 10 on 10. I love people who evaluate, say, well, no, I'm not going to. What do you mean?
Well, there's a theory that the best doesn't exist. It's all just hype. It's the mind. For real.
Yeah.
You know where the best exists? when you in the like you need to find the fastest runner. You can time.
Yeah.
He's literally the best.
There's no discussion, no evaluation.
Yeah, he crossed the finish line. He is the world's fastest man at this very moment.
That's right.
Yeah, that's what my ex-girlfriend used to call me. The
Do you
world's
think they're
fastest
gonna-
man at this very moment?
Do you think now
then I
that
roll over and go to bed.
now that movie and TV productions have become a lot more of a business and product placement is like, the be all and end all. Do you think we're going to see an increase or a reduction of Ferraris in movies and TV?
I think a reduction. I think they're going to lay low and go for a different approach, and then maybe go a TikTok Ferrari approach or something. I don't know if they're
Because they don't
what
need
generation-
advertising, right?
Right. I
They
think-
don't need it. I mean, they still do it brilliantly, but do they really need? Like, in other words,
They're really
if
going with word of
Scorsese-
mouth. They're going with word of mouth. They'd say, I don't care. Tell Scorsese we say hello, but we don't need it.
Yeah, exactly. Scorsese says, "Look, and I'm thinking here. I'm going to place your latest Ferrari that you've come up with, and I'm going to charge you X amount for." Well, he's not going to do that himself. He's the director, but the business people around the movie would probably say, "Well, we're going to use a Volkswagen here, and we're going to charge Volkswagen, and we're going to make an agreement with
I
them."
think Ferrari. It's like
I don't
they're
see
doing
them-
the opposite approach. They're like it's a privilege for you to have us.
You should pay us and ask us
that's
permission.
how Ferrari really does act.
So they're
you
not
have
gonna
to
pay.
audition to buy one. Did you
Yeah,
know that? You
they're
have to
not-
audition to.
They're not going to pay.
They know.
There's actually an interesting
Are
story
you thinking the
about
Terminator drives a Ferrari?
there's a fake. So you know how if you import something and it's fake, it gets seized. So if you import designer clothing,
Yeah, the
and
fake,
right. So the Customs and Border Patrol, they'll seize it, and then
Knockoffs.
They'll destroy it
Yeah.
or whatever. They'll fine you or God knows what they do. So the Italian government seized a fake Ferrari. It was a replica, illegal replica. I guess it was being sold as authentic, and Ferrari sued.
Who did they sue?
They sued the government,
Literally the government.
saying, "You got to give us that car."
Wow.
Like they're really,
Because they had to go. They had to inspect it to see what they did.
they basically want to be the bosses of everything, right?
But they're the
But
they're-
ultimately they lost because they said, well, just because someone did an illegal copy and we caught them doesn't mean that we're going to give you the car.
But because Ferrari is acting Italian and offended.
Right. and they should give it to me.
Sanambara. It's exactly that. That's you have to teach a lesson. That's Ferrari.
Well, I hope everybody's enjoyed our little discussion on the movies. And that's it. Till next time,
this
Guido.
fancy red.
Fancy Italian red cars.
No, this fancy red Italian car.
Fancy Italian red cars, I said.
Fancy Italian red car.
Stop trying to change it.
Stop.
Fancy cars that are red and come from Italy. Thank you, everybody.